Good morning, fellas. How are we doing? What's up? Another PokeMMO stream today. Hatching the eggs that I made last Thursday. How are you guys doing today? Good morning. Happy Monday to everybody. What's up? We got some eggs hatching, Cherubies, Snivy, you know, all kinds of stuff. Execute. We're going to see what happens with that today. And then I think I am going to sell today, guys. I think I'm going to finally buckle down. I'm going to finally go for, start selling off my to sell boxes. I have these two boxes, sell one and sell two, and they're just full of stuff that I think I need to start selling to get that Pokeyen flowing, as well as clear up some box space. So that's going to be today's mission for sure. All right. Relapse QT says, hey man, I haven't played since August/October of 2012. Been watching a bunch of your videos lately. Is there something I should look for on my accounts that I don't want to ruin/waste? Yes, absolutely. Keep an eye. There's a couple things. So old vanities, pretty much any old vanities that were like limited. Now, if you have old vanities that were just like bought from the sell it on March, they're not really worth that much. But any sort of old vanities, if you buy some random chance of luck, were one of the very few people in 2012. You said you played in 2012 to buy one of the Electric Storms, Desu Lab Coats, or man, what's the last one? I can't. Q Hat. If you bought any of those, congratulations. You're like 15 billion Pokeyen richer. Like one of the richest players in all of PokeMMO. It's unbelievable. If you have any old 2012 Pokemon, literally all of them have a decent base value. I think the cheapest 2012 Pokemon is around 100K or so. So all 2012 Pokemon are worth some decent value. I'd take your time. Get someone who is more experienced to help you price check those when you sell them. And then the 2012 Pokemon, the vanities, and then also keep an eye out for 255 EV Pokemon and don't list them on the GTL. If you find this isn't nearly talked about enough. Someone told me yesterday that a 255 EV Pokemon sell for around 8 mil at the moment. Now that was just some person in chat. I don't know if it was, I don't remember the name. Some person in chat essentially said that 255 EV mons do consistently sell for around 8 mil Pokeyen. That's a weird claim to make if you're just a random person. I'm hoping that's a reliable source, but keep in mind, just a random claim from a random chatter. Don't take that as fact, but you know, maybe consider it, right? That's the thing. So 255 EV Pokemon, like don't mess with them, don't mail them, don't trade them, don't do anything. Just sit on them until you know how to handle them. I don't even know how to handle them properly. I think that if you list Pokemon with 255 EVs on the GTL, I think it resets them. I think you have to physically trade them. I'm not even totally sure. What do you mean by 255 EVs? Great question. So back in, man, when did they make this change? Back in 2012 and 2013. I know it was a thing when I played. Back in 2012 and 2013, a Pokemon's EV stats, EVs, instead of capping at 252, would cap at 255. Like normal Pokemon, I think, does that. However, instead of those last 3 EVs don't actually do anything. It's 4 EVs equal 1 stat at level 100. So those 3 EVs, the 53rd, 54, 55, they just were a waste of EVs. So they just kind of capped it at 252 to make it better for you. So yeah, 255 EV trained Pokemon from 2012, 2013 era are just extremely rare. Yeah, wow. Someone, thank you. Shout out to Mist, who actually showed me this example. This Golem, I don't know if I were to buy this, if it would reset the attack EV, but you can see this Pokemon has 254 attack EVs, 254 EVs. That is really rare. It's really hard to find Pokemon with this. Something resets the EVs. I don't know what. These are wildly, ridiculously rare. 2012 Golem, 60 mil it's listed for. Okay, that's actually wicked interesting, Mist. The fact that a 1x31 speed Dratini, 15k base price on them. Now, if they're female, it's like a 40k base price. That's ridiculous. I might go test loot from 1 hour of farming Dratinis. I might do it today. Over at apparently you can go Dragon's Den, surf on the water. I might do a loot for 1 hour test today. That would be super fun. We might check that out because those prices are sick. Hi Pat, is there any is there another black shiny Pokemon aside from Haxorus? Black shiny Pokemon. Charizard. Let me go to the GTL. Shiny. I think of things like Haxorus, obviously, like you said. I think of Charizard. I think of Exceldor, kind of, if you count that. There's not even one on the GTL, is there? That's unfortunate. Camerupt is a great one. True. Camerupt. Heatmore is a great one. Chat's helped me out here. Heatmore is fantastic. Camerupt. Manectric is kind of gray, but still pretty good. Kind of gray. Charizard is obviously the other one. Rayquaza, yeah, if you count that. Other black shinies. See if I have any inspiration. Oh, I have an Exceldor I can show you. So Exceldor, kind of. Golurk, kind of. Would you call this a black shiny? It's more gray. Has some accents of black. Black shinies. It's a good question. Yeah, Greninja's not in the game, though. I see so many people typing Greninja. Black shiny. Let's just Google black shiny Pokemon, see what comes up. Yeah, Charizard. Axorus. Camerupt. I think we nailed pretty much everything. I don't think we actually missed any. Okay, perfect. Nice job, chat. Oh, I guess Umbreon, if you count that, because Umbreon's obviously shiny with the blue rings. So that's technically, if you want to call it that. But Persian in chat says, I already have 71 2012 Pokemon, and I randomly snagged 2 more for 7K. 71 20 is so insane, dude. That's actually nuts how much value that is. I'm gonna copy paste this number so I don't forget, but so lowest case scenario, this is the cheapest amount of Pokeyen this could be worth at 100K a piece. 7.1 mil, really easy. Obviously, it's probably like 10 mil, right? Like pretty easily. You probably have at least 10 mil in 2012 pokes, which is pretty crazy. That's awesome, dude. Check the base price of Shuckles right now. Go farm for profit. Farming Shuckles right now. Okay, I'm getting some very aggressive recommendations from chat. What's the base price Shuckle? Ah, a casual 6K. Who is shunting Shuckle? Apparently, someone just started shunting Shuckle. Wow, 6K base price on the bad boy, on the bug master himself. More power to him, whoever's hunting it. Great fucking shunt. I just sold one for 2K. Fuck, someone bought mine. This is the one I sold and relisted for 6K. That's awesome. Honestly, based and fair. Well, I was gonna do the Dratini spot for profit. Should I really do Shuckle instead? I could test. You know what? I could go test the new. I haven't tested the new Johto Shuckle spawn. Let's do it, fellas. Test new spots. You're not wrong. Let's go check it out, fellas. Let's grab our Breloom, our catching Pokemon. We don't need too much else super interesting. Just some catching mons and whatever. And we'll go check out the new Shuckle locations. If it's not Shuckle, you just quick ball the Shuckles. Thief if it's not Shuckle. Quick ball if Shuckle. Okay, I need to find out where this Rock Smash location actually is. I haven't checked the. Hold on, I did it. I haven't checked the Alpha spawn. Is the Alpha Ursaring still up? I might have missed it, which is totally fine. But I haven't checked the Alpha spawn over here as well. Yeah, I think I missed it. That's okay. All right. Shuckle, Pokedex entry. Cianwood City, very common. I tried to look for these rocks at one point, like around Johto release, and I couldn't find them. So I have to find out where these Rock Smash rocks actually are. They should be in the city somewhere. Or like, I think they're like up here to the left, right? Yeah, right here. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. I checked these before. At release of Johto, I checked these, and they spawned no Pokemon. 0 Pokemon. Every time I tried over and over. Let's try for the first time again. I have my shiny Shuckle as good luck. Let's see what this is my first time testing Johto Shuckle spawns as the the Shuckle guy. We get a Krabby, whatever. Yeah, we just thief the Krabby into the Shadow Realm. Okay, rock number 2, nothing. Rock number 3, nothing. Rock number 4, nothing. Rock number 5. Okay. Okay, double Krabby. Okay, dude. Okay, the other Shuckle rocks are Route 40, which is over here. So do you fly from all? Yeah, you fly to Olive City. This is like the new rotation. This is the new route you go. Oh, that's actually pretty close. Okay. Wait, this is actually kind of a cool route. If you just like do this every 5 minutes. Okay, come on, give me one Shuckle, dude. Very common spawn, by the way. You can switch between all 3 spots. Yeah, I bet if you like that's a really interesting thing to test, like a loop for 1 hour of, to see firstly how many Shuckles you run into. Oh, you can get Kanto fossils from the Krabbies? Wait, that's actually so good. What the hell? Okay, so there's 5 rocks at each location, it seems, around. So now that I smash these, I go to the Hoenn Safari next. Still no Shuckles. Damn. But okay, I'm curious to see how many Shuckle encounters you could get per hour, and if it's actually like a viable shunting method. I feel like egging for shiny Shuckles still is probably the best way. Like, this just seems terrible. But the profit per hour would be interesting if you can get. I'm probably getting unlucky here as well. The profit per hour seems really interesting to me. When you can also, the fact that you can also, like, catching Shuckles for profit's already good. The fact that you can also get fossils off of the Krabbies is pretty nuts. Let's head over to Lily Cove, go over to the Safari Zone, and once we do this, we'll head back to Cyanwood City and do the full rotation. Now, getting over here, you do have to run over like one little or a couple wild grass patches, so that's going to be like the main time loss, I guess. Egging is faster for sure. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Gotcha, gotcha. 30 Shuckles an hour. I think that's less Shuckles than Safari Zone got. I'm not sure. Got me like back in the day when I was like hunting it via that. Let's head in the Safari Zone time, fellas. You know, while we're in the Safari Zone, we might as well do a full. Is it worth to sit here and do a full rotate, or just leave and go back to Shuckle? I might sit here and do a full like APOM, you know, rotation, a full session. I wonder if the new Fortress 100% catch. Well, it's not 100%. Careful, it's 95 or some shit. But I wonder if the new Fortress strat for Ditto is affecting their GTL prices and is driving them down. I don't think so, personally. I think that Ditto prices, this is like a trend we've seen every year with events, and it just depends on the event and stuff. So, and just this happens all the time with Ditto. It's not because of the new Fortress strat. Firstly, I don't think the Fortress strat is actually like widespread information. Like the average player is not doing the Fortress strategy. It's not spread enough. People don't know it. I have to make a video on it at some point. I think Young Cabbage did a great video on it, which spread it a lot, but it's not like, I don't think it's widespread information still. Now, secondly, the reason why Dittos went up in price during the Halloween event was because people needed good IV Pokemon to actually be able to complete the event. So IV Pokemon in general, and especially good IV Dittos, went up in price. Before that, they were around what the prices they're at now, like 5K or whatever for a 1x31 attack Ditto, which is really bad. It's really fucking cheap, which sucks, which does make breeding for profit really good. Kind of, but Pokeyen prices like for good IV Pokemon are just down right now in general because people wanted them for the Halloween event. Then the Halloween event ends. There's a lot less demand. Like the demand for good IV Pokemon outside of like holiday events just comes down to like PvP and PVM purposes, but really PvP is the main driving thing, I'd say. Casual players do want a lot of good PVM mons as well, but the issue is I think PvP is in a bit of a rough spot right now. Kind of. OU is doing extremely well. OU is actually like more active and more competitive than ever. That's why you'll see like things like good IV Gibbles and good IV Dragonites are more expensive than ever, which is why I want to test the Dragonite or Dratini farming at Dragon's Den. That's really, really good right now. However, NU and UU are really struggling. So the way I don't want to pull this out of my ass. The reason why I'm saying this and how I know this is because of PvP statistics. We can see that since the start of this month, so it's December 4th as I'm recording, within 4 days OU has had 90,000 games played. That is fucking unbelievable. November had 628,000 games played of OU. That is wild. Now, how many did UU have? Right now, UU has 2,000 compared to the 90,000. And how many do they have in November compared to the, what was it in November? 628,000 OU games were played in November. What about UU? 13,000. What about NU, right? NU's had 3K games played so far. What about November? 14K. Every other tier, okay, randoms is doing really well. Randoms, it's harder to tell with randoms because the stats they don't work the same. Like this is how many games had like a Magmar only. We can't really see like full. Randoms gets plenty of play and OU gets plenty of play. But every other format is really struggling right now on terms of how many people are actually playing them, really, unfortunately. I love lower tiers and I love non-OU tiers. But yeah, they're struggling in all honesty right now. And that's unfortunate. And you know, that shouldn't drive you away from them. It should encourage you to hopefully try to play those tiers and be creative and have fun with them and do crazy stuff in them. I should encourage players, I would hope, to go try them out as opposed to stay away from them, you know? But I don't know. I get the average player doesn't want to invest into building a team and then having a tough time finding games or, you know, I get it. So I get that ends up driving people away more. But I'll try to do some NU content coming up here whenever possible. Okay, sleeper, secret, insane money-making method, okay? Buying alpha Dittos, either cheap. So this is what people buy. People buy a bunch of shittos leading up into events like the Halloween event that allow you to get particle effects onto Pokemon from defeating the boss. Now make sure you get these like 4 events that actually work for that purpose, right? People stocked up on shittos, and you have to do the hard mode, which is really tough. But you do hard mode, and then you get to put a bunch of particle effects on Dittos, and you're making like 40k Pokeyen like per Ditto with that particle effect. So you're making like 250k off just the sealed product from hard mode. It costs a lot to get the team. It's very difficult to do hard mode. There's a lot of barriers to entry here. This is why it's such good money. But if you can do it, it's really good. If you can stock up on like alpha Dittos and stock up on like even like shiny Dittos, it's kind of riskier. What's the cost of like a shiny Ditto with like a particle effect from what was the most recent one? Right? What's like the most recent? Actually, it's not a good example. What's a good example? What was the most recent hard mode one? Does anybody know? Was it Shiny Phantom? It was Shiny Phantom, wasn't it? Yeah. So this is a Shiny Ditto. But look at this. 15 mil. Now, this might take a while to sell. It's the only one listed. But let's check Alpha Dittos. How about that? Shiny's a little tough. Alpha Dittos. Alpha Dittos with Shiny Phantom Particle Effect. 260. Let's do Ditto. Sorry. 500k a piece. So, dude, that's unbelievable. 500k a piece. So people just bought Alpha Dittos for 100k a piece, put a particle effect on them, and made them 400,000 Pokeyen more in value. That's fucking crazy. Yes, that's so good. Keep that in mind. Alpha Dittos on hard mode boss fights to make, future money coming up. I'm trying to think what events have that. I don't think does any events coming up? I don't. So keep this in mind. Only certain events allow that. I don't think the Christmas event lets you put particle effects on Pokemon, and I don't think the Lunar New Year does. The anniversary event did last year. So if you want to prep for something, the anniversary event would be the event to prep for if you want to do hard mode and attempt it and try to. You can make insane money. Very high barriers to entry, very difficult to do, but insane profit could be made. Not that we're getting an anniversary event. I mean, hey man, Hopium. I'm still Hopium. We'll see what happens. I don't know what the plan is going to be with that. I've said it over and over again. Like, the schedule for PokeMMO is really weird this year. I don't know what's going to be the play. I don't know how they're going to do this, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I managed to catch myself one Shuckle throughout my my session. So, is the base price still... Okay, we got a nice... We'll sell this bad boy for a whopping 5k. Big money coming in, fellas. Okay, I've got 5 eggs I'm going to hatch right now. Now, I can either continue to hatch eggs. I have 60 eggs left. I can either hatch these eggs today, or I can save them for later in the week. Tomorrow. It's still Monday. We still have a lot to do. I can either hatch the rest of these eggs on stream today, or I can go do some single encounter shunting. I'm going to make a poll in chat, and you guys will decide for me what we're doing today. I'm also going to have 2 different options. So we can either go do the Sinnoh location, single encounter spot with like Sudowoodo, Scyther, all that good stuff, Breloom, Mr. Mime, or we could go back to Apom, Safari Zone. We're at 33k encounters. Are we gonna get a Safari shiny? Let's start a poll. Dude, Sinnoh spot is hard winning. I expected, I'm gonna be honest, people seem to love Safari shunting. Safari Apom did take a quick lead there for a sec, but now the Sinnoh spot is leading. Currently, only 1 person has voted for hatching eggs. ZZZ boring content. 17 people for the Sinnoh spot, 9 people for the Safari Apom. I'm surprised, man. People love the Sinnoh spot. It's a great shunting spot, dude. It's such a good, like one of the, probably maybe the best single encounter spot in the game. It's pretty insane. Okay, the Sinnoh spot has won pretty handedly. Let's get together our utility Pokemon and go do some single encounter shunting, fellas. I do actually need to go buy more. I do need more expert lures, hilariously. I'm like at 67. I buy expert lures, I feel like, all the time, dude. You run through them pretty quickly. You need damper. Oh yeah, shiny Geodude is there. Good call. I was wondering if I needed a damp Pokemon. I always just bring one just in case. Like, if I'm not sure, I'll often bring damp Pokemon or like a high level ghost type just in case for safety purposes when shunting. Let's go grab the expert lures. How many do I want? Like 200 or something? Not this many. That's too much, but probably like 233 would be, put me to like, yeah, I'll do that. Put me to, it's a lot of Pokeyen. It's a lot of cost, but put me to 300 dead even, which is cool to see. So there we go, fellas. I haven't been to this spot in so long, I almost forgot how to get to it. I'm going to check the honey trees first really quickly as well. I should check honey trees way more often. All right, we made it, fellas. Let's go ahead. Got our donor status active for another 11 days. I'll take it. Pop an expert lure. We've got Swarm active. Let's do some dope single encounters, man. I'm hoping for the day where we see a dope single encounter somewhere where we're shunting, man. I've done a lot of single encounter shunting on stream with not much to show for it, so we'll see if that RNG reverses at some point here, fellas. Someone asked, what shiny am I hunting here? So this spot has 4 different awesome rare shinies. It has Sudowoodo. If you're luring, it has Sudowoodo, Breloom, Scyther, and Mr. Mime. 4 different, like, super sick, all rare shinies. There's, like, literally, I don't know, a location with 4 rare shinies is very, very rare. rare spot for rare shinies. Yeah, no, this is super based, Hector. I've seen a lot of people advocate for Ditto hunting while going for the legendary beasts in Johto. So if you're gonna hunt for Raikou or Entei or whatever, maybe try out it's the Miltank spot, right? That has like the pretty common Ditto spawn. I do think the Hoenn spot's better if you want to just purely hunt Dittos, but that spot's like legit decent for hunting Dittos while also going for the legendary, from what I've heard. I haven't tested it, so I could be wrong. It could be just bad word of mouth, but I've heard good things. I've heard that spot is legit good for Ditto spawn, so try it out. Try it out while growing for the legendary beast, or just do Sentret single encounter shuttings like this winter. It's a really good time to go Sentret hunting. Yeah, that spot's also like pretty good for single encounter shinings like Miltank and Chansey. Yeah, if you're luring, I think you need to lure for Chansey, I believe. I could be wrong. Ailman is apparently encountering there right now. 4,400 total encounters at that location. 1,140 are Ditto. What is that? 25% around? Yeah, that's like exactly, okay, 25% spawn for Ditto. That's not bad. Definitely way worse than the Hoenn spot. It's funny, dude, some people have tried to say it's better than the Hoenn spot, which is hilarious. That spot's like 40 to 60% Ditto, where you have like a 25%, which that makes sense. It sounds accurate. I don't know why people are trying to, I don't know, it's a weird cope. The Hoenn spot's definitely better for farming Ditto, 100%, not even close. But that Johto spot is a very good one to do while growing for the legendary beasts passively. That's the take. Which Hoenn spot? I want a shiny Ditto? Well, wait a minute. So the Hoenn spot is Desert Underpass, and that's good for single encountering and hunting Ditto for profit. Shiny Ditto, different. You go to a different place. You go to the bottom floor of Cinnabar Mansion. There's ×5 Ditto hordes. That share a spot with Raticate, unfortunately. Is there another Ditto horde spot that's been added? I don't think so, right? Could be wrong. Let's check it. Pokemon Mansion. Yep, that's the only one. So bottom floor, Pokemon Mansion, you split, is it 50-50 still between Ditto and Raticate? But that's, yeah, tough. This is a good question. Is it worth EV trading your Pokemon for the story playthrough? You don't need to, like, you absolutely don't need to, but is it worth? It is really helpful, I will say. It is very good. Like, it helps your power levels a lot to EV trade your Pokemon for the storyline runs. Now, you don't have to. You definitely can easily beat the PokeMMO storyline runs with some decent strategy and good usage of items and Pokemon and moves, and getting good natured Pokemon is really the thing that I recommend. Like, if you want to have an easy storyline, go try to catch yourself like a lonely, naughty, or adamant Magikarp / Gyarados, and like he's gonna pop off. Like, getting yourself a decent natured Gyarados plus attack nature that isn't brave is gonna, even you can go brave, but it hurts it a bit, is gonna be so powerful. So get a good natured mon, and then there you go. Yeah, EV training does make a really big difference. Super true. But like, do you really need to do it? It's up to you. If you're struggling, maybe do it, right? That'll be a good backup plan. That's actually a really good question. What's the benefit of having the empty party space just to have the shiny on you if caught? Yes, literally that is it. That's a great question. The reason I leave an empty party space pretty often when I go shunting, at least if I can, is literally just to have, yeah, the shiny on me to be able to link it faster to team. That's it. Very good question. Yeah, female Squirtle prices. That's pretty insane. Yeah, PDA was saying, how worth it do you think it is to go Cute Charm to farm female Squirtles to sell? And I'd say pretty damn worth it. If female Squirtles are 27k a pop minimum, and then obviously 1x31s and stuff are gonna make it. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Okay, someone got a shiny Kricketune here recently, and it totally made me fall in love with shiny Kricketune more. That shit is incredible. It's gold. There's one on the GTL. I actually like seeing someone get one. Made me like, and seeing like the shiny particle effect of it pop up in like a wild battle, it just made me appreciate it so much more. It actually looked so good. Very underrated in my opinion. I'm actually really glad you brought up this question. So let me give a little background. People asked a lot about speeding up the animations or speeding up the pace of PokeMMO as a quality of life change. This is not a quality of life change. You drastically understand what the term quality of life means if you think that speeding up animations of a game is quality of life. Speeding up animations of a game makes everything faster. It ups the shiny hunting rate, it ups the XP rate, the everything, right? EV train, whatever, right? So like it's not quality of life. It is a total buff. It's a buff to the game. Strings are quality of life? No, I would argue strings are a buff. Strings are absolutely not quality of life. They're a buff to the game, which is why the devs have an issue with them, which is why they might want to standardize at some point. Anything that changes the pace of something is not a quality of life change. If you are doubling the amount of amount of total Pokemon encounters you can get per hour, that's not a quality of life change. That is drastic change to all of the balance in the entire game. Changing the pace of PokeMMO would shatter all of the balance. They'd have to if you want animations increased speed-wise in Pokemon, they have to rechange all balancing in the entire game. Hey Patrouski, would you level my Shroomish for 20 Pokeyen per level? You know what? Let's calculate how much Pokeyen that would be per hour. How long does it take to XP train a Breloom? Like 3 hours, I want to say. It's the slowest leveling Pokemon in all. It takes 1.6 million XP to get to level 100 versus something like Rampardos needs like 600k. That's hilarious. I think the average is around 1 million XP. It's around 1 million XP per level 100 on average. Like 3 to 4 hours, 2.5. I think 3 hours is fair. So let's do it like this. Let's say I earn, 99 times 20 Pokeyen. So you're giving me a whopping 2k Pokeyen for all of this leveling. So 3 hours divided by, we'll even up it to, what was it 1980? It's not quite 2k. I'm getting a whopping, is this the right math? 3 divided by, or do I do the opposite, right? 1980 divided by 3. A whopping 660 Pokeyen per hour. You know what? Go ahead and trade me that Breloom. I'll level it for you, man. Good call. What shiny are you looking for? So there's 4 different great shinies here, right? There's Sudowoodo, Scyther, Breloom, and Mr. Mime. 4 rare shiny spawns in this one location if you lure. Now, someone asked me which ones do I prefer. My number 1 wanted shiny, definitely Sudowoodo, man. I love as a Pokemon, it's fantastic. Shiny, it's pretty cool, but as a Pokemon, it's just awesome. Rockhead plus Woodhammer plus Head Smash is just such a funny, it's not a good competitive Pokemon, but it's so fun. Very cool Pokemon. Sudowoodo is most wanted. Number 2 is probably Mr. Mime. Number 3, probably Scyther. Then maybe Breloom. Maybe Breloom. Maybe number 3. I'm not sure. Breloom and Scyther are interchangeable at 3 and 4. I don't really. The issue is I don't like shiny Scizor, and shiny Scyther is not very cool looking, but it'd still be cool to have one. But the look is meh. Definitely Sudowoodo is number 1 for me though, for sure here. Just anything but Ponyta. I've said this over and over again. The only shiny I don't want here is Ponyta. I've already had a single encounter shiny Rapidash, which is one of the most common shinies in the game. ×5 horde to get it via single encounter sucked. If I were to get it again, that would suck. I'd prefer Kricketune honestly over Scyther or Breloom probably. Krickatune's fantastic honestly. So that is my tier list at this location. Hey Pat, when I was doing streams, sometimes I felt that the game is not the same as when you were out of streams. What happened to you? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a great question. And it's not that this is the case with anyone who's ever, even if you've tried to if you were like one of those kids who tried to record a Minecraft series back in 2013, even anybody who's ever tried content creation for a split second understands this. Playing a game off camera versus on camera is just so wildly different. It's definitely one of those things people don't realize when they want to become a content creator and they want to play video games for a living and stuff. Not to say my job is hard, not to say my job, I mean, it is to some degree. It has positives and negatives. We'll get into more qualifications in a sec, but it's definitely you're not playing a game. If you're at home playing a game on a Saturday, for 10 hours, it's fun because you don't have to do it. It's relaxing. It's enjoyable. You're not trying to entertain. You're just playing a game and having fun, right? Yeah, focusing is tough. Multitasking. It can be tough to talk and it's shocking how energy draining it is as well to just talk for 6 to 8 hours a day. When I'm recording and doing streams and stuff, it's probably 6 to 8 hours or so of talking a day. I think that's probably more talking than what teachers do. And teachers talk about, which is they're totally correct on. Teachers always sip on sodas and caffeine all day, Diet Coke and stuff, right? A giant, like 7-Eleven, get a gulp, big gulp, sip on Diet Coke all day. That's teacher caffeine method because you need short bursts of caffeine throughout the day to be able to talk and to teach lessons to your kids. Teachers talk a shit ton as a job, but I would argue streamers probably talk way more than that because you at least have time for kids to sit down and do their papers and stuff, and you have more quiet time as a teacher versus you're streaming a lot. It's so much talking. It's kind of shocking how draining that can be. Other than that, just trying to be entertaining, that pressure to be entertaining, that pressure to be better. You always play worse when you're on stream or on camera. You're always a shitter gamer, which is why I can't imagine actually being good at games and streaming or doing that. So I'd feel so bad. I'd feel so not as good. I'd feel so what's it called? I don't know, demotivated by that if I'm not playing at my peak. Swimming is harder than being a teacher based in true. Okay, wait a minute. That's not what I'm saying. Wait a minute. Being a teacher is one of the hardest jobs in the world to get the worst pay. Okay, wait a minute. Let's roll that back. Being a teacher is fucking hard, dude. I always say that, like, the biggest part of why being a content creator is so hard is probably the same reason why any sort of self-employment is hard, and it's because you have to put in more time. If you compare 40 hours of content creation versus 40 hours of any other job, content creation is way easier. But the reality of content creation is you're usually pulling 80 to 100 hour weeks, or at least I do. It depends on what, what level you're at and like what blah, 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 like where you're at. And like, yeah, I don't know, right? Like, it depends on a lot of things, but I would say the average like content creator is small. The average content creator isn't making PewDiePie math or PewDiePie money or like XQC money, right? Like the average content creator, a couple hundred viewers, just try to, put in a shit ton of hours, probably working like 80 to 100 hours. It's a lot of time. So that's what makes content creation so hard, is like the energy drain and the time you have to put in is just pretty insane, I would argue. But I'm fucking good at that. So it's actually like, I don't know, I'm lucky. I'm very lucky in a lot of ways, but I don't know. A little content creation rant for the day. I wish there was a lock favorite feature for the PC. Yes. Unironically, being able to like lock shinies or like favorite certain Pokemon so you can't release them on accident. That would actually, is that too much of a feature to exist just for that off chance of you accidentally releasing a shiny? Is that worth it, is the question. I don't know. I think it might be. I don't know. That's actually kind of a tough one. Do you put in mechanics or implementations to prevent very niche mistakes from happening? Sometimes. I don't know. It's kind of tough. Yes, they put in the confirmation for trying to run from a shiny, so interesting. This whole conversation spurred from us talking about Guadu accidentally releasing his shiny Bulbasaur recently, which I have a video coming out on soon. And then just a bunch of people, someone else in chat released their shiny Levanny on accident. It's surprisingly easy to. I always say, dude, watch out for control plus shift click. A lot of people use control click, like myself, to quickly move Pokemon in and out of tray, quickly move Pokemon in and out of your PC. But if you fat finger and press control plus shift, it will bring up the release confirmation immediately, and it's very fast and it's easy to make a mistake. So just be very careful. Don't fat finger. Don't control plus shift click. It'll release your Pokemon. Please don't. Just be very careful. Don't actually release a shiny. It's a nightmare situation. Yeah, or just give us the ability to disable the keybind. I would 100% disable the keybind of control plus shift click if I could, because there's no reason, like, should be able to disable for. Yeah, I think if you could disable that keybind, that would help it a lot. Because I never release Pokemon by using that keybind. I always just right click and release, or like select a bunch and right click. I never like use the keybind anymore. Now that you can like mass select Pokemon and release, which you couldn't do before, now that you can do that, I feel like that keybind is kind of obsolete, and that keybind is just, it only exists for danger. For danger. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good thing to be able to disable. Hey Pat, instead of buying all the PC space and spending a whole lot of money, do you think it's worth for me to create an alt account with the name at the end? So, yes. So this is a great question. Alt accounts, one of the biggest benefits of alt accounts is extra PC space, unless you are egg hunting. So if you're egg hunting, you're just gonna have to buy some PC expansions drives anyway, because you just need more PCs boxes for egg hunt. Like you need like 14 or 15 boxes just to store breeds, like just to store all the Pokemon, for like one session. If you want to do like the shiny charm method or whatever. So you'll probably need you need 14 to 15 just for the species. You probably want like 16 to 18 total boxes if you're doing egg hunting, which is so much from like the 11 you get from base or whatever. You have to buy like 7 PC expansion drives. That's like 14 mil. This is like so brutal to think about. 14 mil Pokeyen, like minimum upfront cost just to expand your PC to be able to egg hunt. Egg hunting is fucking brutal, dude. But yes, if you're not an egg hunter, if you don't care about egg hunting, or even if you do, like having alt accounts for extra PC space is very, very, very good. If you don't plan on egg hunting ever, you pretty much never need to buy PC expansion drives. It's like you really don't need those unless you're egg hunting. That'd be my take personally. Dumbest mistake you've made in your Pokemon career? This is a great question. There's 2 that come to mind. One of them I wouldn't really consider a mistake. I couldn't have possibly known. Was selling my Holly hair clips. I had 3 Holly hair clips back in the 2015 or 2016 Christmas event, whenever they came out. Because I just played that event and it was, fun, whatever. I had 3 of them. because that vanity was dog shit. They were 20k a piece back then. They were laughed at. They were seen as they were the worst vanity in the entire game at the time. Holly hair clip, 20k a piece. Thought they were dog shit. Didn't even bother to sell them because they were that worthless, right? Came back to the game a year or two later, saw that Holly hair clips were like 100k a piece, and I was like, holy shit, I can get 100k for these 3 dog shit items? Hell fucking yeah. Sold them all, made 300k Pokeyen, and I was like, pog, 300k, and now Holly hair clips are like 95 mil. So if I just kept those 3 vanities that were 20k a piece, dog shit back in 2015, I would have been a, you know, easy 300 mil. Would have been so sick. That's the first mistake, but I couldn't have paused on it. Second mistake was just me gambling, dude. I was like a 15-year-old. I did absolutely every single financial mistake in the book in terms of MMO, in terms of PokeMMO. Back in, was it 2015? When did the candy cane come out? There was an event where the candy cane came out, and I had more Pokeyen than I had ever had in PokeMMO. Okay, I had like 7 to 8 mil pure Pokeyen cash. That was a lot back then. Back in 2015, like 7 to 8 mil cash was like pretty impressive in my opinion. It wasn't like crazy, but it was like pretty impressive. The candy cane back then was like 30 mil, like even during the event itself. It was very expensive. Or maybe it was like 15 mil, something like that. And I remember Xmas presents were only like 20k a piece. So I saw, oh, candy cane, you know, 15 mil, presents only 20k. My brain, oh, clicks, let me just open until I get one, sell it, and I'll make profit, obviously. So I spend my 8 mil all on presents. I open everything, get about 3 mil of stuff to sell all of that, use all of that money that I then get to buy more presents, get nothing again, sell off every competitive Pokemon in my box, almost, sell off most of my belongings, sell off everything, and after I like liquidate my entire account, I make around, I think I had like 7 to 8 mil again, pure cash back. Spent all of that on presents, opened everything, didn't get it, quit the game for like 5 years. Like that stupid gambling mistake made me like quit PokeMMO for like the longest period. It's like I like liquidated my account and got nothing. I was so stupid. This is why I constantly tell people don't gamble on sealed product. It's so not worth it. There's so many stories like mine, so many stories. It's just so stupid. I was like, it was just so dumb. Yeah, those are the 2 dumbest mistakes in my Pokemon and PokeMMO career. This is where the stream is going to end today, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, it's a 4.5 hour stream, pretty solid stream, but I'm still sorry. I still wish I could hang out with you guys more, but I have stuff to do. I have food to go eat, a walk to go take. Very important stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really fucking appreciate it. Really fun shunting today. Really good memes. Thank you for the charms today. A bunch of shiny charms were popped. I really appreciate it, man. I have to leave from this one. I apologize, but thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this stream if you did enjoy it. Like the video. Dislike if not. That's totally okay. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. I do upload every single day I upload every day at 10 a.m. ET usually, and then stream at Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below, and if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo do help out a ton. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go rest. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Arena, guys. Peace, peace, peace. Yo, Patrouski here. Firstly, thank you so much for watching till the very end of the video. I truly hope it was worth your time today. And secondly, thanks to everybody whose name is listed here. You guys all go above and beyond and allow me to make daily content. Thanks again. Have a great day.